Hello, and welcome to SafeMeds Academy. I'm thrilled to have you here for Course 07, Pharmacovigilance Aggregate Reporting. This course is all about the foundational skills you'll need to confidently prepare, review, and defend aggregate safety reports, specifically PBRERs, SURs, and PADERs. We'll also dive deep into signal detection and evaluation. In this very first section, we're going to set the stage, giving you a solid orientation to aggregate reporting and the mindset you need to succeed. You might be wondering, why do we put so much emphasis on aggregate reporting? Well, it's not just a clerical task. It is a formal regulatory commitment. Every time you submit a PBRER, DSUR, or PADER, you're making a declaration to health authorities about a medicine's safety profile. Many folks jump into this without a clear mental model, and that's when things go wrong. Errors in structure, gaps in traceability, or weak reasoning. This can lead to inspection findings, queries, or even delayed approvals. We're here to make sure you have that foundation so your reports hold up under the toughest regulatory scrutiny. So, let's get down to basics. What exactly is aggregate reporting? At its core, it's the systematic collection, analysis, and communication of cumulative safety data over a specific period. It is absolutely not just a summary of individual case reports. You're taking source evidence from clinical trials, literature, and spontaneous reports and applying your accountable human judgment. Data alone doesn't write the report. You have to evaluate the evidence, weigh the uncertainties, and document a reasoned conclusion about the drug's benefit and risk. This continuous cycle is tailored for specific regulatory audiences and timelines. When you sit down to tackle a report section, it helps to follow a consistent approach. Always start by preparing your source context. Know your data lock point, your reporting interval, and exactly which data sources are in scope. Once you have that, define the specific safety question your section needs to answer to prevent any scope drift. From there, you systematically review the evidence. Make sure to document your judgment and uncertainties, and finally, translate those decisions into clear, precise, regulatory-grade language. Say exactly what the data shows and what action is warranted. Before you hit submit, it's vital to run some quality checks to prevent common failure modes. First, ensure every single data point is traceable to a named source document. Second, verify that your reporting interval and data lock points are applied uniformly. Third, make sure any signals, whether identified, evaluated, or closed, are explicitly addressed with clear rationales. Even the absence of new signals needs to be stated. And of course, double-check that your benefit-risk reasoning is fully visible and that everything aligns perfectly with your reference safety information. All right, let's wrap up with our key takeaways for this introductory lesson. Point 1. Purpose drives structure. When you understand exactly why a PBRER or DSUR exists, every content decision you make becomes clearer. Point 2. Your judgment must be visible. You are not just a data transcriber. You are an evaluator. If your reasoning is invisible, you will fail an inspection. Point 3. Traceability is absolutely non-negotiable. It is what separates a regulatory submission from a mere opinion document. So, here is your habit to start today. Before you write any section, write down one sentence naming the regulatory question it must answer and the primary data source you will use. Do that, and your quality will skyrocket. I'll see you in Lesson 2.